This video is brought to you by Scopic.com. Get yours now.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is Phil from TheKey.com, and what I have before me is a Moto Z Droid. It's basically a Moto Z, but it's a Verizon version, so they added up the name Droid because they've been using the name for the past 10 years for their flagship Android smartphones, and they have a license with the Lucasfilm so they can use it. And as you can see from the packaging, it's now a Lenovo company, Motorola. They bought out the mobile division of the Motorola, so you can't really see a Motorola naming on the anywhere on the packages. It just says Moto as a brand, so you might as well see the Motorola Moto is a brand of Lenovo now. So inside the packaging, we see the phone itself, and the biggest thing about the Moto Z is this: it's a very slim phone. It's an insanely slim phone. Motorola has made it incredibly slim in order to make the modularity possible, and also to make the phone not so chubby when it's added up with the rear-mounted modules. You might as well be familiar with the concept of the modularity because of the LG G5, although it incorporated different modularity methods. This has a rear-mounted modules. And inside the packaging are the usual suspects. Here are the stack of manuals that nobody's going to read. And here is a USB Type-C port charger. It doesn't really have a USB Type-C cable, so it rather comes only with a charger. I'm pretty sure that this is actually a fast charger, and yes, it is. It outputs in 5 volts 3A, so that should come into 15 watts. And here is a rather unexpected product also included. This is a USB converter. This converts the USB Type-C port to a 3.5 millimeter standard headphone jack, which is a common feature now that Lil Echo has started it first. And there were a few smartphones back then where they didn't have a earphone jack, like the Samsung Galaxy Golden and some Japanese ones, but it's getting more common even with the iPhone's new approach to the combination lightning ports. I'm not exactly a fan of this. Well, at least for now. I might be in 3 to 5 years, but for now I'm not really a fan of removal of the earphone jacks. But I don't know, they removed it. And here is the phone itself. Meanwhile, we're going to turn it on, and you might as well know that talking about the earphone jacks, they have came out with the new version. It's called the Moto Z Play. It's got the lower specs, and it has the earphone jack on the bottom, so I guess there was a little shift of thought. On the right side, you see a power key and the volume rocker, and on the back is a camera with the laser autofocus and the Droid labeling on the back. Here's a very, very dull Motorola logo there, and those terminals there are the ones that you attach your modules to. And here's another line of gold line there, and the noise canceling microphone, the nano SIM card, and the micro SD card slot, and that's pretty much it. On the bottom, you have a USB Type-C port along with the fingerprint reader. This doesn't really do anything except for recognizing your fingerprints, so don't expect it to work like a home key. It won't. Let's go ahead, remove the protective plastic, and get started on the setup process. Okay, now we are in the Moto launcher. So Motorola is known for a very stock-ish interface, although Verizon has a lot of bloatwares. They can be disabled. Most of them can be disabled, so don't worry too much. If you ask about the modularity, we don't really have a whole lot now. So we only have this backplate. If you ask what this is, it's just a backplate. It doesn't really do anything. It adds up to the grip. So the basic concept here is that you are going to be adding that module just like that, and with the magnet it snaps in. When you want to remove it, you just pick a little point anywhere and you can just pull it off. It's actually pretty sticky. It doesn't really get off. The magnet's pretty solid there, and it fits quite perfectly. I don't see any problem with the gaps or any spacings between the module and the phone. There are a whole lot more. There's a speaker, there's a projector, there is an external battery pack, which also adds up to the wireless charging function if you pay a little bit more. And Motorola seems to be expecting on the whole lot of module to come to the market very soon. So we'll get back with the review very soon. This is a very interesting device indeed, although I don't really like the battery capacity, which is 2600 milliamps, or the fact that it's not really managing the top and bottom bezel very wisely. But still, this is a very interesting departure from the previous Moto X line. The Moto X Pure Edition here was a far thicker device and a very heavy device at the same time, but they have started a new series of lineup called the Moto Z with the new concept, modularity. So we'll see how it performs in real life, and we'll come back later with the review. Until then, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google+. And until then, we'll be playing with this super thin modular device. Until then, ciao.